Right, Shanghai Port. What can we do to you guys here? Ooh, Head of Youth Development. This should be good, right. Hello. Yes. It's ready. New youth intake. Yep, no worries. I'll just bring it up now. Thank you very much. No worries. Golden Generation. Brilliant. I'm looking forward to it. I'll just bring it up shortly. Great, thank you. Bye. Good stuff. Golden Generation. Let's have a look. Bullshit. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well. Today we are taking on Shanghai Port in the Asian Champions League semi-final, both legs here, so if you're looking forward to that, remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and want to keep up to date with this challenge, also hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. So you will have seen by the intro we had a youth intake. We won't go into it at all because it was utterly terrible. We've signed a few of those 3-star potential guys up, but hopefully we don't have to deal with them too much, either because we win the Champions League this year or they go down in potential, because that was not a very good youth intake, especially when they told us that it could be a golden generation. But today, as we said, Shanghai Port in the Champions League semi-finals. If you missed yesterday's episode, which was the double header against Jeonbuk Hyundai in the quarterfinals, I'll leave a link in the top right corner. Cracking game that was, and cracking tie overall. But before we get into today's game, we've played a few Super League games off camera. Of course, we had the chance to wrap up the title in those games, and in the first game since that second leg against Jeonbuk, we got the job done against Zhejiang Greentown, a 5-3 win away from home, which saw us lift the trophy post-game. We got off to a dreadful start in this game, conceding from a corner. We're in the white in this game, with Zhejiang in the green. They got off to a good start, 1-0 from a corner in the 17th minute, and then 1 minute later it was the same man Tao going through to make it 2-0. So we were 2-0 down early in this game, but then not too long after that we did equalise, and it was through an unlikely source here. Fu Jiayin from just outside the box, our second choice right back, with a thunderous finish there to make it 2-1, and then we equalised at the half-hour mark. Du Hui on the edge of the box fizzes one in, and Tian with a nice finish on the volley to get that through the hands of Quinn in goal, and it was 2-2 at half-time. But then another corner in the second half, and Yuan at the far post made it 3-2, but then we came back yet again in the last 15 minutes and really hit our stride. Zheng slotting Oceania through, who was playing up front off the bench, to make it 3-3 in the 78th minute. Then a free kick, and right from the edge of the box, putting that in the top left corner after 90 minutes. That made it 4-3. And then in added time, we absolutely made sure of things. Oceania slotting T-arm through, and he buried it in the bottom right corner. And in the end, we won the game 5-3. We'll show the trophy celebration now. Got there in the end, but not a great performance from us, it has to be said. But on the whole, the season here has been good in the Super League, and it feels like we deserve that Super League triumph. And if we look at the stats from the game, you can see they'll feel like they got a little bit FM there. Overall shots, they had more. They had a lot more on target than us. The XG was higher. Somehow we've beaten them by 2 goals. Not a good performance, albeit quite a heavily rotated team, but still not great from us there. So hopefully we can improve going into today's games. And off the back of that, we had a game against Changchun Yatai. Of course, with the league wrapped up, we definitely put out a fairly rotated team for that game with this game today in mind. And unfortunately, we lost at home for the first time in a long while, 1-0. The goal that we conceded coming in the 8th minute, Rosales making his way forward here for Changchun, finds Xiao, and here's a long shot from outside the box into the bottom right corner. Good finish. We were a bit unlucky in this game. We had some goals ruled out for offsides, which weren't really. We had some interesting VAR decisions as well. A player sent off for 2 yellow cards. It just wasn't our day. We actually played a lot better than we did in the previous game compared to our opposition, but I suppose that's turn around for the previous game where we didn't really play well enough to merit getting points out of that game. Sort of bit us back here in this game, and it sort of evened itself out. Changchun doing enough to get the win there. I thought we were unlucky, but in the end, as I said, makes up for the previous game where we were quite lucky. So we're coming into this game not in the greatest of form, it has to be said. On the whole, just starting to slip a little bit. Our performances in the start of September, not as good as we would have hoped, but hopefully with the first team being quite heavily freshened up going into this game, they can play well over these two leagues against Shanghai Port, a team who still do sit second in the league. If we have a look at the league table, there's the champions next to us. 9 points clear with 2 games to go in the league, and they're a team that we have beaten once and drawn with once, so fairly confident heading into this tie as long as our boys just play a bit better than they have done in the last couple of games. So both teams come into this tie with no injury concerns coming into the first leg anyway, so we'll come back shortly from the Pudong Football Stadium, the first leg being at Shanghai Stadium, and we'll come back shortly for the first leg of this Champions League semi-final here in Asia against Shanghai Port. So here is the Shanghai Port team, a 4-2-3-1, looking fairly similar to the team that we've been playing against in the league. The likes of Moretti, a good winger for them that we have to keep an eye on. And there's our team, as we said, full strength after having to get through a few suspensions in the last couple of games against Jean Book, as it is Shanghai Port kicking off playing right to left, and hopefully we can make a better start than we have in our last couple of games in the league, although Guoan gets straight through one of our defenders there. Just settle things down a bit and get going in this game nice and quickly and make a better start. An away goal in this league would be very nice indeed, as long as we get into the second leg in a decent position, but early on, still 0-0. 12 minutes gone here, and Shanghai have a throw in for the first real highlight of the game, and Zhu making his way towards the edge of the box. Good tackle there from Hay. Pumps that ball for Wang, and he's going to try and get round his man here, holding the ball up for the moment, and loses it. That's a little bit sloppy from Wang, and they have a chance on the counter now. Zhai up to Liu. Looks good play from them. Tang has a chance to put it in the back of the net. That's a great chance. Hay has got back and gone the way of that. So some good work from our CDM, who was missing in the last game, of course, because of suspension. That's really good hustle from him. And the corner claimed nice and safely from Lee, but a bit of a sloppy start. Still 0-0 though. 37 minutes gone, the second real highlight of the game, so it's been a very quiet first half so far. Shanghai Port, from the look of the stats, absolutely dominating it, but not getting many highlights, but they do have a free kick here and keep possession from it, looking to go 1-0 up before half-time. Good ball there for Moretti, but they missed the target again. Some good chances in the first half here for Shanghai Port, but it's still 0-0. 44 minutes gone, it's a free kick again to Shanghai, but deep in their half. We're yet to have a shot in the game, so this is really poor stuff from us, although they give the ball away, so maybe we can get a chance late in this first half. One just outside the box for Willock, but the ball is cut out. They look to get something going on the counter, do Shanghai, but we do get possession back. Pump one deep, but Wu tidies things up and they play it back to the goalkeeper. Bit of a scramble ball away, but it is Jaya who is on the ball out to Moretti. Dangerous winger from Italy on that right-hand side for Shanghai Port, and just goes past our defender like he's not there. It's a header from Bayan just over the bar. They're certainly looking to be a team in this first half, but it's still 0-0. And that is half-time here in the first leg of this Champions League semi-final. Not many highlights, and we have been utterly garbage. No shots at all. Terrible performance. Going to need to give the boys a good rev up at half-time here, because we are just not at the races at the moment, albeit 0-0. We can actually be happy with that. So hopefully we can get our butts in the gear in the second half and get something going in this game. But given how we're playing, I'll take a 0-0 in this game at the moment. Hopefully we can just sneak an away goal in the second half. But at the moment, definitely Shanghai Port being the better team. Hopefully we can FM them somewhat and get a goal in this game, or at least keep it 2-0 all, but we'll start the second half soon. Might need to look at making some changes early on, but we'll give the boys a rack up and try and get things on the improve in the second half. 47 minutes gone, and Shanghai Port with a throw, and they give the ball away, but we hit it straight to them, and now Oceania off a good interception, plays one through. Good chance for us here. The defence gets back. He's going to try and get a shot off, gets past his man, but the shot's wide. That's our first chance of the entire game. So that's a plus, but it's still 0-0 as it's unfortunately off target. And 50 minutes gone now. It's another throw into Shanghai Port deep in their own half this time. So we try and pin them down this end, but they are keeping the ball well, and that's a good ball forward. Sole with a pass. It gets cut out as it tries to find its man, and now they go forward. All that's good work from Liu, and it's just a mess from us. Tang in a great position, but his shot is wide. We're just looking very sloppy today. Still 0-0 luckily though. 52 minutes gone here, and really not happy with how things are going. We've got Oceania easing off tackles on a yellow, but we're going to make some changes. Willock for Tian, and we'll swap him with Anderson. just try and get something going forward here. We're going to put Oceania up front, take Wang off for Zeng, and we'll put Wei into the box-to-box rolling. And we'll bring Zhuang on for Kang and put Hader right back as well. Just a bit of a shuffle around because things not going well for us here, as it's 0-0 after 52 minutes, but we're just looking very slow and lethargic. Hopefully we can get something going with these changes. Goal kick to Shanghai here at the hour mark. It's still 0-0. Moretti wins that header, which is a bit disappointing. We do keep possession, but Tian with a bit of a meaningless header there, and it just goes straight to a Shanghai man. Good ball there for Tang. He's on the edge of the box. It's a Panenka little assist. Oh, that is naughty, and Leo gets a goal, and we can't complain at all. We haven't been at the races today, and we go 1-0 down. The only saving grace is that we're only 1-0 down because we really should be down by more. Moretti with a nice ball to Tang. You can see just stands his man up here, and a very naughty little assist there, and it's straight at Liu. Good finish into the bottom left corner. Not much the goalkeeper can do about that. And finally, we're 1-0 down. 63 minutes gone, and we have a corner shortly after that goal. If we can get a quick response, that would be good. The corner is headed away, unfortunately, but Zeng will tidy things up for us. Up to Zhuang, right on the edge of the box inside the byline, puts the ball in the mix. Oceania with a shot over the barrier. Best chance of the game by far, but it's still 1-0. And now it is a goal kick from that highlight to Shanghai Port. Moretti's going to try and get his head to it. He does, but we're just going to get back there in time to cover that and look to get something going on the counter. Tian gets round his man, fresh legs off the bench. What can he do here? The young Chinese winger just inside the box. It's a tackle from Marlowe, and it's been given a penalty. Right. I don't know if VAR is going to check this. It doesn't look like it. They're just going to maybe show him a card, and they do. It's a yellow card for Marlowe. Now, we can really get away with this. No VAR, so that's interesting. Oceania, can we get a thoroughly undeserved away goal here? He steps up and hits it straight at the goalkeeper. What a mug. Still 1-0. 94 minutes gone, end of the game. We're in added time, and that is it. We were terrible in that game. It has to be said, that was a very bad performance, one of the worst of the season for us. I'm just going to try and flush this and move on. You look at the stats though, only one shot on target. That was the penalty, and it was straight at the goalkeeper. So that's where all our XG pretty much came from. If you get rid of that, we did nothing in that game. And in the end, I'm actually not that disappointed to only be 1-0 down, because we were terrible. I might, with a couple of weeks in between these legs and no games that we've got otherwise, schedule a few friendlies against some pretty average opposition. Try and get the morale up, because that's back-to-back losses for us now, as well as a couple of scratchy results before then. It would have been really nice if Oceania got that penalty to give us an away goal, but we didn't deserve anything out of that game. Shanghai Port, definitely the better team. As I said, probably a little bit fortunate to only be 1-0 down after this first leg, so we'll try and pick the boys up and hopefully get a much better result in the second leg. But we are up against it somewhat, 1-0 down as we head into the home leg. So we are back about to get into the second leg. We've played a friendly 13-0 against a local team, so hopefully that boosts the boys morale-wise, because just a little bit afraid it might slip after a few back-to-back defeats. But going into this game, we are pretty much at full strength, but there is one major player missing, and you can see it there by the team news. Oceania picked up a yellow card in that last game when he was still in the midfield, and unfortunately because of that is going to be suspended for this leg. So what that means is that Wei will move into box-to-box and will bring Hao Lun Hao into the advanced playmaker role. You can see he's a decent little player there for us. One of the more tactically familiar in that role in our squad, so we'll bring him in, and hopefully we don't miss too much there. Obviously Wei not as used to playing box-to-box as Gaetano, but otherwise we're going to try and use the same team, and hopefully they bounce back a lot better than they did in that first leg, which I'll show you guys in a bit more detail now, because I was just trying to get out of that last game. I was really not happy with that result. We'll show you guys the Shanghai ratings, because I forgot to do that. They played really well, as I said. Probably a little bit unlucky not to get more than one goal in that game, but we will take it. Obviously we missed a penalty, which doesn't help, but hey, we'll try and get things going a bit better in this game. Hopefully the morale's up a little bit after a 13-0 friendly win a week prior. And yeah, just show something that's a bit better with a 3-week gap to try and pick ourselves up. And we'll be back shortly from the Workers' Stadium here in Beijing as we play the second leg of this Asian Champions League semi-final, looking for a much better performance. And here is our lineup. As we said, Hao comes in for Oceania, and just shuffling that midfield around a little bit, but yeah, giving these guys a chance to bounce back. They've been pretty good for us most of the season. Shanghai Port, fairly similar. I did see they had a player missing because of injury, but from memory, not a player that I recognise from name, albeit now that we've been most of the world over. It's hard to remember some players from names, especially when you've spent less than a season here. But it will be Shanghai kicking off, same colours as the first game. They are playing right to left yet again in the first half. We cut that ball out early, and yeah, looking to bounce back 1-0 down on aggregate. 16 minutes gone, Shanghai Port with a throw-in, but it's deep in their half. A couple of yellow cards to both teams early, and I've seen a few players might be getting suspended for the final because of that. So interesting stuff already. It's a lovely ball for Willock though, but his first touch is terrible. Goes straight into the hands of Gao. That would have been a brilliant start for us, but it will remain 0-0 for now. The highlight continues, and Soleil just gets on the end of that for us to keep possession. Diakabe out to Willock, who had a great chance to open things off in much better style than anything we did in the last game, but can't down this right-hand side. Back to Willock, and for Wei, tries to have a shot, but it's blocked, and it will remain 0-0 around the 20-minute mark. 22 minutes gone, Shanghai Port with a free kick. Boyan from outside the box hits the post. It's a messy clearance. If we concede an away goal, we're in a lot of trouble. It's a slide tackle there, no penalty. And now Willock looks to get something going on the counter-attack for us. We're really dicing with death here, it feels like. And now Willock gets past a lot of men, has a shot, but it's wide yet again. Hairy stuff there, but still 0-0. Can't afford to concede an away goal here. Then we will be in trouble. 33 minutes gone, a throw-in in a good area for us, and we do keep possession for it. Howell tries to put a ball in, a little bit messy. They do clear it to Shanghai Port, but we're straight back on it from the clearance. Nice ball here for Wang. What can he do? A good save from Gao. Was more or less straight at him, but forced to save out of him. We haven't done that much so far in this tie, so at least we've got a shot on target there, which was somewhat dangerous. We have the corner. It's cleared away from Shanghai Port. They might try and get something going on the counter-attack here through Tung. As we said, don't want to concede an away goal, and that's actually a good tackle from Hay. We'll pick up a yellow, but it's still 0-0, around 35 minutes gone. 41 minutes gone, it's a goal kick to Beijing Guoan, still 0-0. Really average over this entire tie so far. Hopefully we can get something going a bit more in the second half, because at the moment we've played not much good football at all. That's a bit sloppy. Wang with a shot. Gao puts it out for a corner. But it looks like we're starting to grow into this game, so hopefully we can do something as we get into the second half here. We have the corner cleared again by Shanghai Port. Hayes going to get on the end of this. Over to Wei. Can we get another chance in the dying stages of this first half? No, we can't. And we might be going into half-time still 1-0 down on aggregate. And indeed we do. 0-0 at half-time, but you can see XG-wise doing a lot more than we were in that first game, penalty aside, and looking slightly the better team. A few more shots on target. Overall shots pretty even, but we need to get some end products soon. But it feels like we're starting to grow into that. You can see the second part of that first half just stepping things up, so hopefully we can continue that and get a goal, and at the very least not concede one, because if we concede one we are in a lot of trouble with only 45 minutes to try and outright win the tie then. But at the moment we're still in with a shot, but on the whole, we haven't played very well. Need these boys to step up. We'll give them another rev up here at halftime and hopefully get something out of them. With 45 minutes to go in this tie, it's still 1-0 down. Early corner here to start the second half. Not long after we restarted, it's put in and it falls, and it's a penalty. Right, we've got another chance here. We missed from the penalty spot in the first league. Anderson to take this one. Different penalty taker with Oceania being suspended. This is a really good chance for us. What can he do? 46 minutes gone and he misses again. It's a good save. Oh, it's not looking good for us here. This could be a big choke after we got past Jean. But we have another corner. It's headed away. Oh, 2 missed penalties. We could be ahead in this tie if we put those away, but it's still 1-0 to Shanghai Port. We might get another attack on the go here. Willock on the ball, but boy, we've missed some good chances, and this could come back to bite us, those penalties. Liu on the ball now for Shanghai Port, and they look to get something going. As we said, we can't afford to concede a goal, but Wei with some good foots in the mix there to get the ball back for us. And now Howell, after getting the ball back from Wang, it's a ball forward for Anderson. What can he do this time? He misses. That's another really good chance. That could come back and haunt us. 1-0 down still after 48 minutes. 2 missed penalties in this tie. 53 minutes gone. We have a throw in deep in our half, but we will keep possession fairly comfortably for now as Fan plays the ball forward. It's cut out and Zhu on it for Shanghai Port, just making his way in field. A ball over the top for Moretti. Heads that forward, but Liu is going to get on the end of that fairly comfortably, and we look to just get something going. Feels like we should have scored by now, definitely now because of those penalties that we've had in both legs, but we're growing into this game and hopefully we can get a few more chances off in the second half because somehow we are still in this game. Willock with a ball over the top. That will find Anderson, although they do cut it out, but it's a bit of an interesting ball in field, and they do get on the end of that Shanghai, albeit Hay with a good header for us there. And the ball now up to Wang Willock. That's a really good chance. Joe Willock, there it is. 1-0 after 54 minutes. It felt like it was coming. The penalty misses were really frustrating, but now we're back in this 1-1, and we've got 35 minutes to try and get a winner. And of course, we still have to keep a pretty good shape at the back, otherwise they'll have the advantage of the away goal. Some really nice link up between Wang and Willock, and he puts it in the top left corner, and we're back in this at 1-1 with 35 to go. 58 minutes gone, and we're looking for an instant double 5 minutes after that first goal. It's cleared away by Shanghai Port though, and now they're in possession. And as we said, we can't afford to be conceding away. Oh, that's a good slide tackle here from Fan Yanan, and Kung tidies things up over to Lee, and he will look to build again for us from the back. Well, that's a really poor clearance, but Kung will tie things up, and we look to start again. Good ball out for Anderson, who makes his way forward, although loses possession with a poor first touch, and Kui plays the ball up. Hay with a header to keep possession for us, and we get possession back yet again. Sloppy pass there from Anderson, but Wei tidies things up, and he's back in possession as the Swedish winger. Over to Howe. Long ball over for Willock, who opened the scoring for us finally. Just inside the box, puts the ball across. Wang gets on the end of it, and we're 2-0 up. Wang and Willock proving very important for us here. And finally, we've clicked into gear after 3/4 of this game where we looked very average. Now we are looking a lot better after that missed penalty to start the second half. Willock just inside the box. Good ball for Wang, and he's able to just get that off in enough space to put it in the bottom left corner. And now we're in a little bit of a better position, 2-1 up at the hour mark. 68 minutes gone. We have a corner looking to potentially wrap this up at 3-0. Anderson hits the post. That was a really good chance. And it remains 2-0 and 2-1 on aggregate. 74 minutes gone. We have a throw-in and we do keep possession. Willock with a ball forward. They do look to tie this up, do Shanghai Port, playing it along the ground and not with a lot of space for their players. So good pressing from us there. And as we said, looking for the cushion goal because at the moment it's still open if they get the away goal for them to go through. But that is a penalty. Right, third time lucky surely. Anderson will look to make amends for earlier in the game. We've got to get 1 out of 3 surely. Anderson on it. He's going to step up. Can he put us through? Down the middle. That took some balls after Oceania in the first league, but it goes in, and we are now 3-0 up on the day, 3-1 on aggregate, and surely now we can't blow this. Touch wood. It's a decent penalty in the end. I'm not too sure about the decision to go down the middle there after the first league, but we are up 3-0, 75 minutes gone. Let's just hope we can cling on to this 2-goal lead. 78 minutes gone here, and we're going to make our first sub of this game. We're going to take Wei off on a red heart, get some fresh legs out there just to make sure that things don't fall apart. We'll bring Zeng on for Wei, and I think we're going to have to make a change somewhat in the midfield potentially, but we'll do that one. I think we might just leave things as they are because I don't know if Howe's that well suited to the box-to-box role, but Zeng for Wei, 12 minutes left to go to try and hold on to this 2-goal cushion. And time for another sub. 81 minutes gone, and Kung, who's had a bit of a mixed tie on the whole, he's on a red heart now, so we'll take him off with 9 minutes to go. And for him will come Fu, who's been decent when we've had to use him for a 1-star player, but 3-0 as we get to the 83-minute mark, and it is a throw-in for Shanghai Port, and they look to go forward here through Guzman. If they can get one back here, it's game on well and truly again, as they will have the away goal advantage. That's a good save from Lee though, as we clear the ball. Marlowe's going to tie things up. Can they get another highlight from this passage of play? It's a poor pass there. We tidy things up as Diakabe on the ball up to Hay. Maybe we might have an attack from this. It's a long ball forward, cut out, but Shanghai look to get another chance going. It's a poor pass though, and Zeng gets on the end of that, plays the ball out for Willock, who's had a very good game, makes his way down the right-hand side, tries to get past his man, keeps possession. It's a mess, and somehow one shot is saved by Gao, and it does remain 3-0. 84 minutes gone. We've got some players on red hearts. Yet again, we're going to slow the tempo down definitely because We don't want to concede any goals. And with 4 minutes left to go now, we will make one more change. Tian for Anderson, who's been a bit up and down in this game, did get a penalty in the back of the net, but only after he had 2 cracks at them. So, yeah. And 4 minutes to go, 3-0 up. Last subs made, slow tempo. Hopefully we can hold on. 93 minutes gone. We're in the last minute of added time. I think we're safe now. It's been a heck of a tie. Shanghai Port, to be fair to them, have probably dominated 3/4 of this game. But in fairness, if you give away 3 penalties, you can't really expect to be winning games. Even though we missed 2 of them, we have come right in the second half of the second leg, both in open play and once from the spot. And luckily, we are going to be going through. If we missed 2 penalties and missed out by a goal, that would have been ever so frustrating. But the full-time whistle's blown and we eventually wear down Shanghai Port, and we will be making our way through to the Champions League final here in Asia. As I said, really tough tie. Didn't deserve much from the tie for a lot of it, but you can see just towards the end of the first half of the second leg, especially once we got another penalty that was missed, our XG jumped up, and then from there we started to put the ball in the back of the net, and luckily they gave away another penalty. We put it away in the third time of asking to make it 3-1 on aggregate to wrap things up with about 12 minutes to go. Gave us a really good run, Shanghai Port, but it will be Beijing Guoan to represent China in the Champions League final of Asia, and we'll come back shortly to see who we will be playing that game against in tomorrow's episode. So it was pretty scratchy, but in the end we've made our way through to the Champions League final here in Asia, and we are going to be taking on Al Nassr from Saudi Arabia. A little bit of a surprise there, but both teams winning their home legs 1-0, and Al Nassr getting through on penalties in front of their home fans. No doubt that did help them. So we're going to be taking on the Saudi Arabian outfit in the final. Obviously we can't actually check how many legs they've won because Saudi Arabia not loaded into the game, but no doubt they're going to be tough opposition for us. So that is who we're going to be taking on in the final, and that will be coming up in tomorrow's episode. However, it won't be only in one episode because the Champions League final here in Asia is across 2 legs, and we've got another final in between those 2 Champions League final games, and that is the FA Super Cup final here in China against Haibi China Fortune. So I think what we're going to do is round off the Chinese Super League off camera, seeing as we've already won that. There's no real need to highlight those games too much. And in tomorrow's episode, we're going to do the first leg of both finals, the Champions League against Al Nassr, and then the Super Cup against Haibi China Fortune. And then in 2 days' time, will be the second leg of those finals. So we're going to have to spread things out a little bit because of the structure here in Asia, but hopefully that works okay. A little bit interesting having a 2-legged final, but hopefully that works in our favour should we put out a bit of a stinker, because our form of late, not that great, even though we won that last game 3-0. Hopefully things are a lot better in tomorrow's episode. But I think that does it for today. If you did enjoy that tie against Shanghai Port, really scratchy from us for the most part, but in the end we got through 3-1 on aggregate and make our way to our 5th Champions League final of this Hexagon challenge. Remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you want to keep up to date when the first leg of those finals does drop on the channel, remember to also hit that subscribe button and turn the notification bell on as well. But until then, when it's a double dose of finals footy, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.